Hey everybody! So NEC releases the TurboGrafx-16 system in America that takes little credit card-sized games. Then they release the CD-ROM attachment, which takes CDs. At that time, home console gamers were like, no way.
This disc is for use with the TurboGrafx-16 CD-ROM system only.
Here we are for another look at something in the TurboGrafx-16 collection, and this time we're going to take a closer look at the CD-ROM attachment that was released that literally connected to the TurboGrafx-16. And I was excited beyond belief to get this add-on. In fact, I got it not too long after getting the original system. I actually got the game that you see here, Last Alert, along with the CD-ROM system on November 16th, 1991. Only 4 months after getting the TurboGrafx-16, I was able to snag the CD-ROM system because they had dropped it in price, and I saved up quite a bit to grab that one. And so, here it is. Unfortunately, I don't have the original box, but I did take a picture of it way back when. And pretty much this is it. That's the TurboGrafx-16 front of the CD-ROM box, and as you can see, it also comes with a CD+G graphics disc that they started adding in there. They were trying to promote this newfangled awesome thing where you could listen to the music and also take a look at graphics on the screen. It really didn't take off, although karaoke kind of used it for a while, but it came with a free disc, so what the heck, I wasn't going to complain. But for the money, the TurboGrafx CD should have almost came with a free game, but anyhow. But this is this hard shell case that came with the CD-ROM system that held both the CD-ROM and the TurboGrafx was pretty awesome. And here it is. This is the TurboGrafx-16 CD-ROM attachment. This was my original one. It's a little dented. It's got a couple nicks, but it still kind of works. The disc doesn't always spin. I think it's on its last legs. That's pretty much why I use my TurboDuo to play games and do the reviews now, and that's something we'll cover in another one of these specials. But there's two parts to it. There's the bass part and there's the CD part. Now if you take a look, if we click the unlock button, we can actually pull this part out, which is kind of cool because it is in and of itself a sort of portable CD system. But the problem is it doesn't take any batteries. So in order for it to be portable, you had to literally plug in an AC adapter. So you could maybe walk about 2 inches away from the AC adapter, but it really didn't act as a portable player. You got your play button, your stop, your fast forward and skip tracks and rewind. You've got a repeat button here which will allow you to repeat the same song over and over, and it also tells you what track you're on. On this side we have a headphone jack, and on the front is a volume control for that headphone jack. On the back we have obviously the DC in, a line out for connecting speakers or something, and then CD-ROM out is obviously where it attaches to the actual bass. That's the portable part of it. Now let's take a look at the actual bass unit. It's pretty simple. There really isn't much to it. The actual system itself has nice TurboGrafx-16 etched along the top. On the side we have lock and unlock, which helps us when we put the actual player into the top. And if we take a look at the back, this is one of the perks of having the CD-ROM system. It has composite out, RCA out, yellow, white, and red. In fact, it came with cables. So now we can hook it up through either a stereo system or through your television through RCA connectors, which is huge at the time. Because, you know, even the Nintendo Entertainment System had this on the side. It was mono, but it had this. So the fact that the TurboGrafx had an RF out was kind of dumb. So here we got the opportunity to use it. The Turbo Booster also had this option. And then, of course, we have the plug that goes right into the back. And inside this puppy is an internal memory, which is you can use for saving games and that kind of stuff, and that came in handy. So now let's slide in the actual portable CD player part. You can see it literally just locks right into place, and then we click the lock button on the side, and that keeps it from wanting to fall out. Now, how the TurboGrafx-16 works, it literally just connects like that, and underneath is another lock, and you lock it. Now, TurboGrafx won't come out, CD player won't come out. And as you can see, it's actually a pretty neat looking machine with everything together. I think the TurboGrafx-16 looks better with the CD-ROM attachment. I think it looks more like an actual whole system. And it's a pretty nice, heavy piece of hardware. It's made well, and from what I can tell, it looks to be in pretty decent shape still, which is a good thing. A couple things came with this system. This is the TurboGrafx-16 CD system card. This is necessary in order to play CD games, okay? And what it does is it literally just plugs right into the TurboGrafx-16 system in the front. You know, when you hit power, it comes up with a special TurboGrafx-16 system sign that shows you that you're now in CD mode. And that will allow you to access the CD features. You have to have the system card in order to access the CD-ROM, because it acts as RAM for everything, and you know, that's the way that goes. So in order to play CD games, you have to have the system card. This has subsequently been updated, and we'll talk about the updates in another special. So the chip goes right on in there. And here is the CD+G graphics disc that I got with the system. If you open it up, it just looks like a CD. And let's see, it has Fleetwood Mac, it has Chris Isaak, it has Beethoven. It's got an interesting mixture of songs, all of which have the CD+G graphics and capabilities. And then of course we have a little fold-out pamphlet that came with it. Of course, it also came with the adapter for the wall and composite cables and a manual, which I don't seem to have anymore. But I also have the game Last Alert, which was the game I bought because it looked really cool. And we'll cover this game in another review coming up. But this is essentially the game that I got in order to play on my CD system. And if you open it up again, it's just a CD-ROM. That's all it is. Got the manual, we got everything. And it's an interesting game. A quick little side story. When I got the system home from Toys R Us, plugged it in, hooked it all up, it didn't work. The drive didn't spin, it was broken right out of the box. Took it back to Toys R Us, they had to get me another one. It took like a week. So I sat there staring at my Last Alert for a week without being able to play it, which was torture at the time. But anyway, that's the TurboGrafx-16 CD-ROM add-on. That's what it looked like. And later, the whole thing would be condensed into one called the TurboDuo with an upgraded system card. But we'll get into that at another date. Thanks for watching.